Leafs Nation, welcome back to Maple Leafs Media, Leafs Talk Live. This is the Maple Leafs Media post-game show because the Toronto Maple Leafs defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs by a score of 7-3. Toronto Maple Leafs white team versus Toronto Maple Leafs blue team. It was actually very exciting to watch. It was a very good presentation and it was competitive hockey too. It was a very fun game to watch. I hope you all enjoyed it. And before I even get into talking about this blue versus white matchup, I want to let you guys know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know what you thought. Smash the like button, hit the notification bell. But I have an announcement to make because this Monday I will have a special guest on Leafs Talk Live at 9:30 p.m. It's a late start time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's because I'm bringing on Matt Stajan will be joining Leafs Talk Live Monday night. Mark your calendars. Monday, January 11th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Matt Stajan will join me on Leafs Talk Live. Maybe we can get some of your questions. I don't know. I'm going to have an interview prepared for him. And yeah, so just drop your comments, thoughts, and I see some of the usual suspects in the comment section. It's great to see you guys. Joseph Clark is in it. We got Old School. We got Seth, Austin. This was exciting to watch tonight. I had a blast watching this game. Got to give happy birthday shout out to Jack Campbell, and he looked pretty good in this game. I've got highlight clips from every one of the goals scored today. Like I said at the beginning of the video, 7-3, a very high-scoring affair, something you might expect from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Seth here says, MVP to me was a few players. Lettinen was up there, and he loved Barabanov. Did you see Barabanov get hit in the head with Wayne Simmons' shot there? He got back up, though. He's a trooper. I love to see that. We got the post-game show here. And this is something that we're going to be doing going forward on this channel. I'm going to be doing this as often as I can. I'm not going to promise that I get on here after every game, but I'm going to try to get on here as frequently as I can after as many games. I will be here Wednesday. We've got a jam-packed week for you. We've got 3 consecutive days with live videos. We've got Monday night, Matt Stajan joining us. Tuesday night, Leafs Talk Live, and then Wednesday night, we got the post-game show as the season kicks off against the Montreal Canadiens. I'm hyped. I'm super hyped. It's exciting time to be a Maple Leafs fan, or a hockey fan in general. I've been blabbing on a little bit too long here. Let's talk about what we saw today, and we're going to show this first highlight, this first clip, this first goal. John Tavares, he looks like he's in mid-season form before the season even started. Check it out. Johnny Toronto, that was a hell of a play. I mean, he got that. He went in deep, and then he came right out front, snipes it. Top cheese. I love to see it. John Tavares, Johnny Toronto. I think he's going to have a massive year this year, and I've been talking about it a lot. Jimmy VC, John Tavares, and William Nylander, that line looked lethal together. Jimmy VC and John Tavares, there's times where it looked like they miscommunicated a bit sometimes, but it's a new line. Jimmy VC on a new line with new line mates, it's kind of expected. VC and Tavares, they kind of skated into each other once or twice. It's expected. These guys are new line mates, new line combination. I expect that line to be an amazing line, and that's a line that so many teams would die to have as their first line unit. That second line power play looked amazing too. We'll get into talking about a lot of just random topics. I want you guys to drop your questions in the comments section below. Joseph said that was dirty. Old School says not much body checking. Yeah, there wasn't much body checking, no, but there's some physical contact, not too much. It is competition against our own guys. We don't want to injure anybody going into a rivalry game Wednesday. All North Canadian division. It's going to be it's going to be interesting to see this season play out. I'm super excited. Did you guys see Nick Robertson's yucky snipe? I did. That was a filthy goal. I'll show it now and I'll show it later. Camden, you've asked for it. I'll show it now. I was going to wait till the end of the show, but I got to show it now because it was filthy and it's a great talking point.
And the pass in front scores! Wow, what a shot! Holy mackerel! Nick Robertson shows you what everyone's talking about. And the pass in front.
I had to play it twice because it was that wicked of a shot. What a play. First of all, shout out to John Tavares because that's something that might have gone unnoticed. The effort he put into that face-off draw, even in a scrimmage against his own team, hell of a job from John Tavares. But Nick Robertson just made a case to be on this power play unit. Not even a second into the power play, just cranks it from the shot, from the point. That shot is wicked. He has a wicked shot, and Nick Robertson, he's a fan favorite here in Toronto. That's gross as hell. Sledge Hockey 101. Seth says, kid won't make the team, but he has a bright future. He does have a very bright future. And Nick Robertson, that was a Austin Matthews-esque kind of shot. That was a hell of a shot. Donnie says, it was only a scrimmage. Donnie's got to remind us, it was only a scrimmage against each other. Wait until next week. Remember how great they looked playing against each other in August, and then Columbus showed up. Yeah, I mean, it is a scrimmage. Donnie, it's for fun. We're doing a post-game show. It was kind of like everybody in the system, the coaches, the players, the people recording, the broadcasters, everyone was kind of practicing, preparing for the season. And here on Maple Leafs Media, this is it. It's a post-game show. It's a fun thing. It's I don't know, it's our first post-game show, and I'm excited to do this going forward. Let's take a look at what Adam Brooks did with this goal here.
Those guys can play top six, in the top six, sorry, Joe.
Yeah, and the shot off the wing scores! Adam Brooks chips it in behind Anderson and the White.
Now, I don't know if you saw it, but the thing that stood out to me about that goal is Ilya Mikheyev grabbing the puck out of there and dropping it and getting it over to Brooks. That was a hell of a play by Mikheyev. Adam Brooks, I wouldn't expect him to play much this year, if at all. But that was very fun. That was very fun to see. And Old School says Spezza over Robertson. I don't know, man. Spezza. I could see these two actually playing like a rotational role together. If Robertson's not going down to the juniors or in the AHL or whatever happens with Robertson, if he's on the taxi squad or just a scratch, I expect him and Spezza, or him and Thornton even, to be mixed in as rotational pieces together. Because I don't think Spezza and Thornton are going to play every night. That's just what I think, though. I think just continue dropping your thoughts, guys, in the comments. I'm going to continue showing here because the blue team had something to say about it. They ended up losing, but here's what Mitch Marner did, and I love to see this. I'll explain why after.
And now brought out at center ice, and a lead pass brings Marner with one man back going to the net. He shoots, scores! Holy mackerel, let's hope we see a lot of that.
Yeah, let's hope we see a lot of that. And I don't know about you guys, but did you see how happy Joe Thornton looked after that goal? And I know it's a friendly scrimmage and all, but damn, they looked extremely happy there. And Mitch Marner, the reason I like this so much is in the offseason, he said he wants to shoot the puck more. He wants to score more. And on that play, I don't know if you noticed it, but he looked over to his side. He was going to pass it to Austin Matthews. That's a pass he would have made 100% last year. He would have made that pass. But Mitch Marner, he said, no, I'm not going to pass this. I'm going to shoot it. And it went top cheese. Mitch Marner, if he does that more this season, expect his goals numbers to climb. And that's going to be extremely beneficial to the Maple Leafs. I'm beyond excited to see if that comes to fruition and Mitch Marner does shoot the puck more. Because if he does, the Maple Leafs are going to have even more success. Any comments here? I think this is the taxi squad. He says Camden says Robertson, Anderson, Brooks, Sandy, and I believe that's his taxi squad. I'm not sure though. I see us carrying 3 goalies to avoid having to place Dell on waivers for the taxi squad. That's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. So Camden, by the way, he wants Marner in fantasy. So whoever's got him, trade him. What was the top play in my opinion? That's a tough question, Henny. Honestly, that Marner play was probably my favorite play that I saw there, but it's got to be the Robertson shot, and I'm going to show it again.
And the pass in front scores! Wow, what a shot! Holy mackerel! Nick Robertson.
Kid's special. He's got a wicked shot. It's unreal. Unreal shot. I don't have the whole list of the teams, but that shot is unreal, and like this game was super fun to watch. It was presented really well and everything. Nylander got the first star of the game. That was decided by whoever, I don't know. But William Nylander was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals. And like I said earlier, that Nylander, VC, Tavares line looked lethal. Let's see William Nylander's first goal. This came on a deflection off a Mikko Lehtinen shot.
DC in the corner. To the blue line it comes. Lehtinen shot scores! Deflected in front of the net by Nylander.
You probably didn't even see it was deflected. It's a smaller screen, but it was deflected. William Nylander put home his first of the night, and then here's his second of the game.
Nylander again, over on the near wing for Robertson. He couldn't shoot it. Lehtinen now. Nylander the one-timer scores!
And there's that second power play unit. I love how the power play units, we've spread the wealth of our talent. Like our top tier guys, we've spread the wealth. Nylander, you got Nylander and Tavares on the second power play unit, and then up on the first, you got Marner and Matthews sticking with their line mates, the chemistry. It's going to continue to build through the power play and through 5-on-5 even strength hockey. I think that this lineup and the way it's been constructed and the way that Sheldon Keefe has organized these lines, it's setting this team up for success in a big way. Let's see some comments here. It was a bullet. You're right, Aaron. That was an absolute bullet. Henny said he's challenging Clarky Snipes. I can't wait for body checking either. Donnie, absolutely. Body checking. It's going to be fun, and you're going to see a bunch of that Wednesday night, I hope. Toronto, Montreal. I hope the rivalry's physical because in the last month, we play against the Habs 6 times. I expect that rivalry to take off this year. So let's continue with some highlights here. I showed William Nylander's 2 goals. Austin Matthews had a goal, and it might not be the type of goal you expect, but here it is from the first line of Joe Thornton, Mitch Marner, and Austin Matthews. And I want you to watch for Joe Thornton. It might not be clear, but at the beginning of the play, Joe Thornton had an impact.
With the one-timer from that side. And here's a backhand, knocked away the rebound, front they score! Austin Matthews tips it home, and the blue team.
So basically, how Joe Thornton had an impact on that play is he tried to take the puck away from the defender, and the defender, he said, "Oh, it's Jumbo Joe. I better move back." Mitch Marner swipes the puck away. He goes and takes a shot. Austin Matthews buries the rebound. So that's exactly what I like to see. These guys feeding off of each other. I think this first line is set up for success. Joe Thornton, he obviously didn't look like the fastest skater out there. He's not going to be expected to be. But Joe Thornton, I think he did pretty well considering the fact that he's 41 years old. He looked pretty damn good out there for his age. And I like to see how he was playing behind the net frequently. He was passing the puck out to the point, to Marner, Austin Matthews. He's getting the puck to these guys. That's exactly his job. And his other job is to bring that veteran presence, and we already know he's doing that. Just look at how happy he looks and how happy the guys around him look. Joe Thornton, he's doing his job. Now, Pierre Engvall is on the third line as of right now because Alex Kerfoot is day-to-day with an injury. So he was playing with Ilya Mikheyev and Zach Hyman. And here's what Pierre Engvall did. He's making his case to try to sneak into the opening day lineup. Here's what Pierre Engvall did. It was a beautiful shot from Engvall.
Now loose puck for Engvall, going to the net, he scores! The long reach of Pierre Engvall.
Top cheese from Pierre Engvall, and that was on a break there. So good shot. And is it just me, or did Freddie look like he's not that good? Wasn't that good. Aiden says this. I mean, it is a scrimmage. There's a lot to take into consideration. He's also going up against Maple Leaf shooters. I don't know. I'm not really too sure. I think that we have to wait and we have to see what happens Wednesday night before we actually make a decision. I don't know how seriously these guys were actually taking this, but for the most part, it looked like pretty competitive hockey. And at the same time, they weren't going 100%. You could tell they weren't like celebrating after every goal. They weren't like, "Let's go!" No, it was just like, "Oh yeah, we scored." Whatever. It was a scrimmage, so take it how you want. You can take it with a grain of salt, or you can take it really seriously. I don't know. Let's not overanalyze yet. I think that Freddie Anderson, he's going to be okay. And you saw his record against Canadian teams. I believe it's 53, 11, and 14. And sure, Canadian teams and all teams in the NHL are always changing. But that record against Canadian teams proves he's got their number throughout his career. And if that continues, Frederik Anderson's going to have the best year of his career. So, do you think Robertson plays this season on the Leafs? I hope so, Spikes. I haven't seen you on this comment section. Welcome to the show. But I hope he does. I hope Robertson gets a shot in the NHL. But as of right now, I just want him to continue getting better. And whether that's at the junior level, HL level, or the NHL level, I just want Nick Robertson to continue progressing. And I personally, I would have him on this roster. I would have him on the opening day lineup, and I thought he was a lock for it personally. But Sheldon Keefe, Kyle Dubas, these coaches and managers, they're all in the locker room. They know better than us. They're around these guys on a daily basis. They're going to have the ultimate final say. I thought Nick Robertson looked like he should be on the power play unit, at least the second power play unit with that shot. But we will see. We'll see. When do final roster spots and under the cap have to be done? That has to be done by January 12th. So Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep. Tuesday, January 12th. And Tuesday, January 12th, we're going to have Leafs Talk Live Tuesday after the cap and roster's finalized. So make sure you tune into that because it's going to be a big show. And it's also kind of a pregame for the next day. Montreal, Toronto. We'll find some clips of our favorite memories of the Toronto-Montreal rivalry. And we'll show you guys. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, make sure you drop in the comments section now and then. I'm looking forward to this week. It's an exciting week for the Maple Leafs and Maple Leafs media as a whole. And then there was this other goal that was very interesting. It was that veteran presence. Wayne Simmons and Jason Spezza. You know these guys knew this was going to happen.
Are all going to be so important because the points are remaining in your division as Spezza gets a bit of a gift off the backboard.
I'm just messing around. That obviously wasn't dialed up. They didn't have that dialed up, and they didn't pull that out. But That was just Jason Spezza being at the right spot at the right time. I was just kidding, guys. Don't get on me too much. But Wayne Simmons fires it up there. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right, Wayne? Wayne Gretzky said that. That's weird. I didn't even mean to do that. Whatever. Comment section. Let's see what we have here. Would love to see Jack Campbell on net. Did he play tonight? Jack Campbell did play tonight, and I thought he played exceptionally well. It's also his birthday, so happy birthday to Jack Campbell. And, I believe that Aaron Dell played more minutes than Jack Campbell. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't take my word for it. But Jack Campbell, it looks like Jack Campbell should be the solidified number 2 backup on this team. Like, he's definitely the number 2 in my eyes. But I feel like the Maple Leafs are trying to get Aaron Dell into the groove more frequently, and that's why we saw him so much. We saw him so much this year, or tonight rather, because it's good to get him in the groove in case we need him in this pandemic season. We're going to need to call on a number of players, I think, and yeah, we're going to need to call on a bunch of different players throughout the season. Hopefully it doesn't hit us too hard, but I would expect some bumps along the way. It's better to be prepared than not prepared, right? Hey, Donnie says it for me. Don't forget, everyone, to check out the greatest Leafs of all time countdown. Yeah, so I've been doing this countdown on this channel for a little while. It's called the greatest Maple Leafs of the past 60 years. I'm doing 15, and the last video I had was number 4, Johnny Bower. You guys might agree, might disagree. I have 3 more to go, and I'm not going to spoil the names. So stay tuned. They'll be coming out in the next week or 2, and it's going to be a hectic week for Maple Leafs media. Just going to be punching out the content for you guys. I'm excited. Question here from Spikester. Do you think Thornton gets 50 or more points now that he's playing on the top line? So if it was an 82-game season, maybe. I'll say this. In a shortened 56-game season, because last year he had 24 assists and 7 goals for, I think he had 31 points. So I think that he's going to top that. That's my prediction. He's going to top his point total from last year in less games. I'm not going to say he's going to get to 50 points. I'd say around 35 to 40 points for Thornton is realistic. He's not going to get a point per game. If he did, that's amazing at his age. But Joe Thornton's going to definitely benefit from playing with these guys, but I don't think he's going to play all the minutes up on the first line. Look at his average ice time last year per game. I believe it was around 12 minutes a game. He's not going to be playing those top line minutes. He will be playing on the top line with those guys, but it's not going to be every night, all night long. So I'm going to continue showing some of the clips from tonight. We've got a couple more. I've got 2 more goals to get to, and then you guys dictate the show. Just keep asking, send away your questions, and I can't show this next goal enough. This was the next goal of the game. This goal made it 6-3 for the white team. So let's check it out. I think you know what's coming. It's Nick Robertson.
And the pass in front scores! Wow, what a shot! Holy mackerel! Nick Robertson shows you what everyone's talking about. And the pass in front.
I could just put that on replay all night. Seriously, that goal was wicked. Wicked goal. And it's a highlight reel goal against his own team. Nick Robertson made a statement. He's making Sheldon Keefe and the assistant coaches, this whole coaching staff, he's making them strongly reconsider these lines. I absolutely believe that. Do you think Matthews will get 50 goals next season if next season is a full 82-game season? Spikester, I've been on record saying that I think Austin Matthews would score 60 goals if this season was 82 games. I think Austin Matthews is going to come out firing this year. He was robbed of that 50-goal season last year. He had 47, and I think he played 70 games, maybe 68. But he was robbed because of the lockdown and the pandemic. The season was shortened, and he didn't get to finish his 50-goal season. I think that's going to light a fire under him. And he is definitely going to get 50 goals next time we play a full 82-game season. But I think it's going to be 60. I think he's going to push the pace to 60. I absolutely believe that. Lenton looked good tonight, Jason. Jason Brooks, back in the comments section, he says, Lenton looked really good tonight. I got to agree with you. And he was taking shots from the point. He had a shootout goal, and he looked good. He looked good. I liked seeing him on the second power play unit as well. I think Mikko Lehtinen looks pretty damn good out there. Let's continue with the clips. We have one more clip here, and this is from the shootout, because I want to talk about this.
I think he shows he can maybe be one of the people that can be in.
So Morgan Rielly on the shootout, not something you see very often. He's 0 for 1 in his career on the shootout and shootout attempts. That was a pretty damn good goal, and I think that he made a case to be in the shootout more if the Maple Leafs get in the shootout. But the only thing with that is that there's so many talented shooters on this team. It would have to go down the list pretty far to get to Rielly. I think you got Tavares, Marner, Matthews, and I don't know, like there's so many players that can be in the shootout for the Maple Leafs that it's tough for Morgan Rielly, but he's presenting a case there. He's definitely presenting a case with that goal. Keith just said Engvall needs to be better. That's interesting. Interesting. Pierre Engvall, he had this goal tonight, and I'll show it again for you guys.
Now loose puck for Engvall, going to the net, he scores! The long reach.
So, yeah, it's a goal. It's one thing. But you know what? I'm going to show that comment again from Seth, because Keith said Engvall needs to be better. And that doesn't surprise me, because the Maple Leafs' third line right now, with Alex Kerfoot out, that's a big hole to fill. That's big shoes that Engvall needs to fill if he's going to be on that third line with Zach Hyman and Ilya Mikheyev. That line, with if there's Kerfoot in that center spot, I thought that that's going to be a nice cohesive unit that gets the puck in deep, and they just get a lot of shots on goal, and they skate really well together. Engvall definitely needs to be better if he's going to be on that third line. 100%. That's a good comment. I'm glad the Leafs don't have to play the Bruins in the first round for like the first time in 8 seconds. Yeah, aren't we all? Leafs will have a roster. Leafs have a roster of players that showed to do well in the shootout. Yeah, we have a bunch of players that can do well in the shootout, but our shootout record last year wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough, and this is a team that got to overtime and the shootout a lot last year. So, yeah, we need to clean it up, and we need to make some big decisions on who will be our shooters for the shootout. Joseph Clark says Keefe needs to mix up the lines this year, especially the third and the fourth. So this is a perfect comment from Joseph Clark. Great analysis, my friend. So the third line, Hyman's going to be moving up to the first line. Him and Thornton are going to be splitting time, and I think that sends Thornton down to the third line as well. So that's a mix-up right there. And then you look at, like, that's going to be happening on a nightly routine thing. Zach Hyman will be getting first-line minutes when Joe Thornton's too tired, has too much fatigue. That's going to happen. And then in the fourth line, you have Barabanov. I don't know how often he's going to play, but he looked pretty good tonight. Spezza, I expect him to be in and out of the lineup frequently. If you have Nick Robertson on the taxi squad or just a scratch, that's a spot for Nick Robertson to come in and play some games at the NHL level. So yes, the third and fourth line are going to get mixed up a lot, and I think Wayne Simmons could definitely move up and down the lineup as well. Let's get to some more comments here. Patrick says, this is going to be a strange year, but I think on paper this team is better than last year's. I absolutely agree with you. 100%. We got tougher to play against. That's what Kyle Dubas promised in the offseason. And I know Kyle Dubas gets a lot of hate and scrutiny from Maple Leafs fans. Maple Leafs fans all over the world. Leafs Nation. Sometimes we get on our guys, whether it's our managers, players, coaches, whatever. We get on these guys and we let them know what we're thinking. Kyle Dubas made a promise this offseason to make us a tougher team to play against. And I think he got to back off Dubas a bit because he definitely did that with the additions he's brought into this team. Wayne Simmons, Joe Thornton, those right there are automatically making you tougher to play against. But then you look at some of the other additions. We have Zach Bogosian, TJ Brody. We improved defensively as well. And now we have goalie depth. What more do you want from Kyle Dubas, considering how little wiggle room he had with the cap space and what's going on with the cap due to the pandemic? Flat cap. Kyle Dubas did a hell of a job this offseason in my eyes. We'll get to some more comments, and I'm allowing you guys to just send in your thoughts because I'm out of clips for this post-game show. So send in your thoughts, and you guys got to dictate where this show goes and how much longer I'm on here, because I don't know. Doing this lone wolf tonight. Doing this lone wolf. Seth says the main guy moving up from the fourth line is Simmons. I'd agree. Donnie says you can't keep mixing up lines. Guys won't be able to adjust to each other. So you got a point there, Donnie. You got a good point. And another addition to your point, too many players and a shortened season. So yes, you can't really mix them up too much. But if you have, say, a guy who can play on two lines and you have that, so say you have Thornton and Hyman who are able to play on both the first and third line. That's an expandable player right there that you can play on multiple spots. You don't have to switch around the other guys. The other guys are already used to playing with both different players. So I think you can shuffle it a bit, but you can't do too much shuffling. That's a good point, and I like how you said it's a shortened season. You're right. It's a shortened season, and it's going to be harder to adjust and make adjustments throughout the season, especially with the pandemic going on. This Leafs team is deeper than previous Leafs teams in the past couple of years. Absolutely it is. You look at the defensive depth on this team, I think that we're going to have to trade a defenseman. I believe that the Maple Leafs are going to have to trade a defenseman, and it's because of how these players are going to regress if they're not playing at the NHL level. We have so much defensive depth. It's ridiculous. I'm going to go over some names, and I'll probably miss some because there's so many. You have Dermott, Riley, Brody, Lettinen, Bogosian. There's so much, like Sandin, Liljegren. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of defensive players. Marinson, another. Dermott, if I didn't already say him. This team is very deep defensively as well. And it might not be the top tier deep players, but it is very depth friendly. And having more depth is a good thing. You look at our goalie situation. We're set with defense. We're set with goalie depth, and then up front we have depth as well. Everywhere you look, we have depth, and we have players that can come in and replace players that are out. That's going to be huge in this pandemic season. I absolutely believe that. That's a great comment, Jason. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time we're live here on Maple Leafs Media or whenever there's a new video posted, because there's always great content coming your way. This is going to be a hectic week. We got Matt Staging coming on Monday night at 9:30 p.m. I'll show the little thing I made here. Matt Staging will join the show, Leafs Talk Live, on Monday, January 11th at 9:30 p.m. I'm beyond excited to have the opportunity to interview Matt Staging. It's going to be a fun show. Make sure you guys are here. It's going to be very fun. And then Tuesday night, Leafs Talk Live. We've got some of the familiar faces. You all know them. You got Clarky, aka Clarky Snipes. You got Rib. You got me. Tuesday night, Leaf Talk Live. It's going to be a fun show. 8 p.m. And then probably around the same time as tonight, 10:15ish, depending on how late the game goes. Wednesday night, after the Montreal Canadiens play against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Season opener. It's going to be a hyped up event. We'll be here for the post-game show. So I'm beyond excited for this week. Can you tell? Leafs trade Martin Marinson, says the Spikes are. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised when we signed him last year to a contract extension, honestly. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if he gets traded. I don't really know how many people would want to take him in a trade, to be honest. And that's not an insult on him. I'm just saying, I don't know how many people would want to bring him onto their team. I don't think he's got much trade value. I think if someone was going to go for a defenseman on our team, it would be a name that's been thrown around in some rumors recently, and that's Travis Dermott. Travis Dermott, a young defenseman, over 150 games NHL experience, and he's an excellent skater. I think Travis Dermott would be the guy that other teams target. Sledge Hockey 101 with a question. Who excites me the most this year? I'm going to have to come back to that. That's a great question. I'm going to have to come back to that. I'm going to think about that in the back of my head a little bit. Patrick Tarrant says, Matt Stajan was my favorite player years ago. I'll be there. I'm excited to have you on the show Monday night. Yeah, Monday night. Excited to have you on, and I'm excited that he was your favorite player. It's gonna be fun, and hopefully you can find out more about your old favorite player. It's gonna be a fun experience for me to interview Matt Stajan, 100%. So we have this question back to here. Who excites me the most this year? I've got to say two names because it's tough to just say one, and I think you might already know. I've been talking about them a lot. It's going to be Joe Thornton on that first line with Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews. Joe Thornton he's just Jumbo Joe. Jumbo Joe. He has been one of the faces of the NHL for so long. He's a future Hall of Famer, absolutely. And he wants to win the Stanley Cup. He brings so much positivity, positive energy, good vibes to this Maple Leafs locker room. And he's like a big brother to Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. I love having him here. And the other guy I want to talk about, I think you already know. It's Jimmy Vesey. Jimmy Vesey, baby. On that second line with William Nylander and John Tavares, like I said at the beginning of the show, they look like they're still building that chemistry. But when they really get together and they build that chemistry up even more, that's going to be a lethal unit and probably the best second line in the whole NHL. Name me a better second line than John Tavares, William Nylander, and Jimmy Vesey. It's going to be tough. And that's a line that would be a first line on a lot of different teams around the league. Leafs goal song is one of my faves. I love the energy it brings. I'd sing it, but I don't think you guys want me to do that. So, yeah. I don't know. So, I think that this is pretty much the end of the road for this show, Maple Leafs Media post-game show. It's been really fun. If you have any last questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll get to them. I'm going to show a clip that I've showed numerous times because it is unreal. Nick Robertson. I'm going to show it one more time. It was a filthy, filthy goal.
And the pass in front scores! Wow, what a shot! Holy mackerel! Nick Robertson shows you what everyone's talking about. And the pass in front.
Yeah, so here's a comment that I should talk about. I thought Nick Patan's look. Jason Brooks says, I thought Nick Patan's line looked good tonight, especially early on in the game. And they did, because that's a line, you got to remember, that's a line with a lot to prove here. It's a line with a lot to prove. They're fighting for roster spots, and Nick Patan, he definitely played really hard tonight. And I think you saw that with Nick Robertson as well. He wanted to score, and he did. So, Leafs or Canadians? Who wins on Wednesday night? And you know what? I'm going to leave this to everybody in the comments section. Who wins Wednesday night? Leafs, Canadians? I'll go on record and I'll say it's the Buds. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto Maple Leafs will defeat the Montreal Canadiens. I'm beyond excited for it, though. So we have a couple questions here. Okay, where'd that go? Do you think Travis Dermott will make the top 6? I think that he should. Personally, I think that he should. But again, I'm not in the locker room environment every day, and it's even more closed off than usual. The training camp was even more closed off than usual due to the pandemic this year. So there's a very few number of people who actually can determine that. And what I saw from Mikko Lehtinen tonight, I gotta say, he was one of the best defensemen on the ice tonight. Mikko Lehtinen looked really damn good. Travis Dermott, I love Travis Dermott, and I love what he brings to the team. I think that he's an exceptional young defenseman with over 150 games of NHL experience. But at this point in time, it's not my call to make, and I'd love to see him on the top 6. I want to see him in a Maple Leafs uniform for years to come. He signed a 1-year deal, and if he doesn't play this year, I don't really know that he re-signs next year. So I hope he makes the team, but that remains to be seen. And we've got comments here talking about their predictions. Jason Brooks says Leafs. Rocky says that's easy. Leafs. I haven't seen Rocky on the channel. Shout out to Rocky. Welcome to Maple Leafs Media. Make sure you check out some more great content on the channel. Henny M says Leafs baby. Leafs baby. So everyone, okay, let's get everyone's take on this. Do you guys think the Leafs should change their goal song? Because it sucks, is what Spikester says. I mean, when the Leafs score, I got a smile on my face every time. That's all. It's not hype like the classic Kerncraft 400. It doesn't get you hyped up and make you want to jump through a table or anything, but it does the job. It brings a smile to your face. I don't know. It's not something I really care about. Roger says Leafs all the way. Leafs, but Price plays unreal. Sledge hockey. That's a good comment. Carey Price, he's always going to be good. Carey Price is unreal. Some more questions here. Jason Brooks says, I think Dermott and Lehtinen will be in and out of the lineup. We will see. I mean, Travis Dermott, his name's been thrown around in discussions of trade rumors and stuff this past couple weeks. At least I've seen on Instagram all over the place that we might not have a spot for him. And I expected us not to have a spot for at least one of these defensemen. And I think we have to move a defenseman if, this is a big if, we have to move one of these defensemen if we want to make a move later in the season. And that's a decision we might have to make right now because it's going to get harder and harder to trade through the season, I think, personally. If we want to make a move later in the season and bring in some more support for our forward group or another goalie, depends on what the whole logistics of the season look like at that point in time. But I think that it's inevitable that we're going to have to trade one of these players. Chuck Fleet says, Hey, Chuck, haven't seen you on here before. Welcome to the channel. Alan Topple, how did Robertson do tonight? Alan, hope you're still watching, bud, because I'm going to show you how Robertson did. I've played it so many times tonight. Viewers, you've probably gotten sick of it, but you might not be because it's a wicked shot.
And the pass in front scores! Wow, what a shot! Holy mackerel! Nick Robertson shows front.
I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That was a wickedly deserved shot. Nick Robertson was skating hard all night. You could tell that he's very motivated. He wants to be on this team, and the whole story about him staying back here in Canada and working this offseason extremely hard, trying to make this team. He's dedicated everything to try to be a Maple Leaf this year. He had a great night. He looked good out there tonight. I hope that answers your question. So Jason likes the goal song. Just score. So holy Mackinac, Leaf score. Holy Mackinac, yeah. That's not my thing. I'm not going to take that. Patrick, you're right. I've lived through some rough years as a Leafs fan. 10 years ago, I would have killed for a team like this. So I don't recall. Okay, aside from the Sundin years, I've never seen a Maple Leafs team advance past the first round. That sucks. It really sucks. It sucks, and I believe this is the year that we get at least past the first round. I have really high aspirations for this team, though. I think once we get past the first round, momentum's going to continue building. It remains to be seen, though. That's a long time away. I would have killed for a team like this, though, Patrick. You're right, because this team does look better, and the defensive depth everywhere, the depth, it looks good. Alan Topple says, move Liljegren. Now, Timothy Liljegren, he was a former first overall draft pick for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I really like Liljegren a lot. He's a right-handed shot defenseman, and I think he brings a lot to this Maple Leafs team when he gets here. It's obvious. I don't think it's the year this year, but I don't think you trade Liljegren. I really don't. I think that that's a move you'd regret years down the line. I think that right-handed shot defenseman is too valuable, and we saw that with Dougie Hamilton and Tyler Seguin, which ultimately were drafted by Boston in the Phil Kessel trade. So I don't really want to move Liljegren. I don't personally. Why not move one of the big four? Chuck, it's an interesting question. I'll answer it for you. Let's go Austin Matthews first. Generational talent. You're not trading away Austin Matthews' shot. There's not a chance in hell I'm trading away Austin Matthews. No way. I'm not doing it. John Tavares. It's pretty self-explanatory. No trade clause on his deal. Mitch Marner. Nobody's taking that contract right now. Nobody's taking that contract from Mitch Marner. William Nylander. I've said it numerous times on the show. Nobody values William Nylander the same as the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs value William Nylander more than other teams do in the trade market. You're not going to get the right-handed shot defenseman Dougie Hamilton for William Nylander. You're not going to get that for William Nylander. So that's why you can't move on from any of these big four unless you're trading Nylander. And I don't want to trade Nylander because you're not going to get fair value, and Nylander hasn't even reached the peak of his career yet. Anthony says, I got the new Leafs retro jersey. Don't get mad at me. Honestly, I hate the jersey. I don't like it myself either. But you know what? I'm not gonna get mad at you. Support your Leafs, whether it's a St. Pat's hat. I don't know. Some people probably think that's ugly. Whether it's St. Pat's hat, whether it's Toronto Arenas or reverse retro, you do you, buddy. You do you. Wear the Maple Leafs jersey. Show your support for your team. Bleed blue, just like Leafs Nation. We all love to. There's a question here. Where'd it go? There's a bunch of other questions. So, William says, hi. Yeah. Hey, man. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell. Haven't seen you around here. Good to see you. Yeah, as Henny says, leave a like, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a like here. NHL Hockey News Reports. Welcome to the channel. Glad to see you on here. Good point. Good point. Boyd did look pretty damn good tonight. He looked like he was competing for a roster spot. Exactly there's a lot of these guys who are on the fringe, the cusp of making the roster or not making the roster, and they gave it their all tonight just to make a final impression on these coaches, coaching staff, and they just wanted to make this team. Nick Robertson, another guy who looked amazing tonight. There's a lot of players who did that. Rocky has a question. It's not Leafs related. Well, it is kind of Leafs related. McDavid, McKinnon, or Matthews? Who you pick first? It's not Matthews, so I'm gonna take the Maple Leafs bias out of it. There is no Maple Leafs bias card anymore. McKinnon? No, I'm gonna take McDavid first overall. It's just he's unparalleled the way he skates. Connor McDavid, he has to be my pick first overall out of those three, and probably the whole league. Do you think the Leafs finally win a round in the playoffs or continue to fail? I hope this is the year. I hope it's the year. And you know what? I'm going to make a video for you guys on this YouTube channel. Be sure to stay tuned for it. It's not coming out tonight, but it's going to come out in the next couple weeks. Why this year will be different. It's going to be different for the Maple Leafs. I'm not going to spill out too many beans on it because I'm going to post a video about it. A whole video about it. Scale of 1 to 10, how likely is the Leafs Cup contention? I think once you make the playoffs, you're a Cup contender. That's what I consider a Cup contender. I know there's all these tiers of Cup contenders and stuff people like to do, but I think once you're in, you're considered a playoff contender or a Stanley Cup contender. So I'm going to say 8. I think it's out of 1 to 10, I think it's an 8 that we make the playoffs. 80% chance. Dylan says they can't move those big four. Nobody wants those contracts. And yeah, we have a bunch of questions here. I'm just going to go through as many as I can here. So where was the one I was just posting? Joseph says, you got to pay the best big money. Okay, you got to pay the best big money, but not everyone's agent is as bad as Pasternak's. Yeah, so David Pastrnak, he has the same contract. He has a similar contract as William Nylander. And yeah, well, Pastrnak, he should have gotten a lot more money for what he does. His production value is definitely worth more than his monetary value. So yeah, I think that we've just caught some bad bounces on the contract front. And William Nylander, before you say William Nylander's a bad contract, because look at David Pastrnak, it's similar contract. No, shut up. Shut up with that. It's not even comparable. William Nylander is on a team with Tavares, Marner, and Matthews, who are all getting big contracts. He's going to want a big contract as well. And that's not even a huge contract that he signed. $6.7 million for 6 years. It's a team-friendly deal. It honestly is a team-friendly deal, and people don't realize that just because of the fact that William Nylander held out for part of that season. That's why so many people get on Nylander. That and his hair. How do you think Jumbo Joe looks, and is he fit to be on the first line this entire season? So that's a great question. I personally think that Jumbo Joe looked pretty good tonight. Jumbo Joe looked good. He looked good. Obviously, he's not as fast as Mitchell Marner or Austin Matthews, and you wouldn't expect him to be at 41 years of age. But he looks pretty good. And Austin Matthews seems to think so. Mitch Marner seems to think so. I'm going to show a clip of Mitch Marner on this line here because I think Jumbo Joe Thornton played a big role in Mitch Marner making these decisions. I'm just going to show a clip and I'll explain why I showed it after the fact.
And now brought out at center ice and a lead pass brings Marner with one man back going to the net. He shoots, scores! Holy mackerel, let's hope we see a lot of that.
I know what you're thinking. Thornton wasn't even involved in that play, but psychologically he was. He's in Mitch Marner's head by now. He's probably told Mitch Marner, you have a wicked shot, use it. I'm going to do some playmaking. I'm going to take that stress off of your back. Just do you out there. And Mitch Marner's been on record this offseason saying he wants to score more. He needs to shoot the puck more. Mitch Marner knows this. Mitch Marner last year would have passed that opportunity up, and he would have passed it to Austin Matthews, expecting Matthews to snipe it home. This year, Mitch Marner, if he continues to do that, this first line is going to be extremely successful, and the Maple Leafs are going to be extremely successful as well. The Maple Leafs have 2 first lines. Don't mistake it. Do not mistake it. The first and second line, they're called that, but the Maple Leafs have 2 first lines with the VC, Nylander, and Tavares connection, and then the Jumbo Joe 97 line. I'm going to call it that. It's the 97 line because Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, born in 1997. The same year Joe Thornton was drafted first overall, 1997. That's still a wild stat to me. Rocky says, Matthews jersey just in. Yeah, I got mine on too, buddy. Represent. We'll continue to get some comments here. Gordon says, go Leafs, go. Let's get a chant going, guys. Let's go. So we've got a bunch more. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna point out to you guys in case you haven't been watching throughout the show. I see there's a bunch of new people coming in. Leafs Talk Live on Monday night, Monday, January 11th, 9:30 p.m. Matt Stajan will be joining me for an interview. So be sure to be here. Make sure, if you haven't already, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and you will be notified every time I'm here on Maple Leafs Media. And it's extremely exciting time for Leafs fans and hockey fans in general. Carter says, go Habs, go. See you Wednesday night. Well, I see you back here Wednesday night for the post-game show, Carter. I'm not biased. I'm not a Habs fan, but hey, I'll be here Wednesday night, win or lose. I'll be talking Maple Leafs, Habs. Hope to see you there, Carter. Another Habs fan in here. We got a bunch of Habs fans in here. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Another one. Wow. And Nylander from Dylan. I love this comment, Dylan. Your spot. Maybe not spot on. It's either Nylander or Matthews. Nylander's got, you know what? Yeah, I agree. It's Nylander. Nylander's got the best deal out of them. It's the most team-friendly contract. Matthews is kind of somewhat a bridge contract. It was a 5-year deal, and then he's still got a long way to go in his career after that. So yeah, I'd say Nylander's is the best deal of the 4. I agree. I'm going to continue taking some comments, and you guys dictate how long I'm on here. I do not care. I have nowhere else to go. So continue doing this. Continue shooting your questions, and I'll just get to as many as I can. The comment section's popping right now, and I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the engagement from hockey fans, whether it's Leafs Nation or Kraken Nation. Seattle Kraken Nation. He's cheering for a team that doesn't even play yet. Love to see you joining us. Welcome to the show. We have a Go Sens Go. Okay. Battle of Ontario. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I hope to see you for some more post-game shows throughout the season. So I love this comment. I'm not going to see your name because I will not get it right. Really like the JT line tonight. Hopefully Robertson can replace VC. Okay, I thought I liked your comment, but now I don't. Jimmy VC, you might have seen him a couple times saying, like, you might have thought to yourself, why is Jimmy VC running into Joe Thornton or John Tavares? Why are they running into each other? And that's going to be something that the Maple Leafs, they need to build that chemistry up more on the second line. We see Nylander and John Tavares already have that chemistry. We saw that last year. These guys have played together for a while. Jimmy VC has been a victim of circumstances throughout his career, whether he's been in New York for the first 3 years of his career, where he totaled 50 goals, and he played for not so good Rangers teams. They're not the Rangers teams they are now. You got to remember that. And last year in Buffalo, he played in Buffalo last year. So he's been a victim of circumstances, and I think that Jimmy VC on that second line is really good. I love the chemistry that they can have on that second line. Jimmy VC is going to be an impact player and might even be a fan favorite for Toronto Maple Leafs fans by the end of the season. Just watch. and come back to me at the end of the season, and you will know who said it first. Because if you look on one of my past live streams, I actually predicted before the lines even were announced. I said Jimmy Vesey is going to take that second line left wing spot. I really did, because Jimmy Vesey, I love what he brings to this team, whether it's his physicality or his scoring ability. He can do it all. Jimmy Vesey is going to be good for this team. I got a bunch more comments here, so I'm just going to get to as many as I can. Jason Brooks, a regular on the show. Vesey will be a sneaky surprise player. I think so too. I think a lot of people are going to be taken by surprise by Jimmy Vesey. We got a Canucks fan in here. Go Canucks, go. Hey, I'll see you 9 times this year. I hope to see you on the post-game show for every Vancouver Canucks Toronto Maple Leafs matchup. And I think that's a rivalry that's going to it's definitely going to emerge. It's a bunch of young talent on both these squads. We have Mike T from Ottawa. Hey, Mike, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. All are welcome, as Sledge Hockey says. All are welcome on this show. I don't care if you're a Kraken fan, a Bruins fan, a Habs fan, a Sens fan, or a Leafs fan. Obviously, it's Maple Leafs Media, Leafs Talk Live on Tuesday nights. It's Maple Leafs Media, but we welcome all viewers, no matter what team you cheer for. It's a hockey channel, and we like to talk hockey with fans from all around the world. Quentin with a question. Do you think the Leafs will make it past the first round this year? I sure hope so, buddy. I sure hope so, but I believe that we will. Spikester, I don't think that's possible. Is it possible? I don't know. I really don't think that's possible, though, unless I'm missing something with the playoff format. I don't think it changed that much. Cannot win it when it counts. Defense wins championships. Our defense did get better this year, bud. I mean, our defense did get better. How can you say William Nylander has the best contract? What if Marner pulls 100-plus points? Will Nylander still have the best contract? Well, he's not going to put up 100 points in a 56-game season. And if he did, he's the best player in hockey history. That's damn near 2 points per game. And I think you're believing it's an 82-game season, or at least just commenting as if it is. So, say he puts up, 80 points in a 56-game season. Then, you know what? You might have to reconsider what I said. But as of right now, William Nylander has the best contract on the Leafs, and I'll explain why again. It's a team-friendly deal. William Nylander's on contract for another 4 seasons, and he is signed for just $6.7 million. These other guys, $10, $11 million. And these contracts are going to come back to haunt us. It's a scary future if John Tavares really starts to slow down, and if Austin Matthews chooses to sign elsewhere in a couple seasons. It's scary thoughts. William Nylander, on the other hand, he's got a team-friendly deal. He really does. Got a bunch more comments here. I'm going to get to as many as I can here. So, Ox says, Leafs won't beat the Habs. Lol. Hey, I will see you here Wednesday night on the post-game show, and we'll talk either way. Well, if the Habs win, I'm not going to be biased. I'm just I'm a guy analyzing hockey. Going to be a way different season with just the North Division. Absolutely it is. This North Division is going to present a lot of challenges for teams going up against the same teams night in and night out. I think goaltenders are going to have an advantage personally, but it could go the other way. This is just my thought process. I think that goaltenders are going to have an advantage because they're going to be keying in on players' tendencies night in and night out. And I think that's beneficial for goalies, but it could also go the other way in the shooter's favor. But it's going to be a much different season. You're right, because just look at the way that, the North Division is it's just different in its own sense. And then when you consider how frequently these teams are going to be playing against each other, there's going to be so many rivalries emerging from this division. The rivalry I expect to take off most, I'll name a few actually. Not just Toronto rivalries either. I think that Ottawa, Calgary might be a rivalry. You have the Kachuk brothers against each other. I'm sure something's going to get heated there. Toronto, Calgary. I think Toronto Calgary rivalry is going to take off. TJ Brody, former Flame. And then you look at the Flames roster. Matthew Tkachuk is going to get under the skin of any team he plays against 9 or more teams, 9 or more games against. So he's going to get under the skin of people, and I don't think Wayne Simmons is going to have any part of it. Maple Leafs Flames is going to be a rivalry. Edmonton Calgary, obviously. We saw this last year. Brawls almost. Edmonton Calgary, definitely rivalry. Calgary, Vancouver. Calgary is going to have rivalries with pretty much everybody. Calgary, Vancouver, with basically they swapped half their rosters. That's going to be a huge rivalry as well. I'm extremely excited for this Canadian division. It's going to be different, and it's going to take time to get used to for the players and for us fans, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be definitely very exciting. We have a bunch more comments. William Nylander is a rich man's Brandon Gallagher. Henny has got $50 on the Leafs, and I do not condone betting in any way, shape, or form. But you know what? I like your bet, bud. I like it. Ak wanted to have a bet with you, so interesting. We need another Canadian team, Quebec. I mean, you know what? That's something we have been needing for years. A lot of the NHL, it just seems like it's kind of been overtaken by USA. Like Gary Bettman's always focusing on new markets in the States. I've heard Kansas City's name thrown around, and now Seattle's getting a team. Like Quebec City, like bringing back the Nordiques or something. That'd be a very cool idea. I love it. Like when you brought back the Winnipeg Jets, just look at how much success that organization's had, like as a fan base and how much money they've probably brought in. I don't know the logistics of it exactly, but bringing in another Canadian team would be beneficial for the league. And I think that with the pandemic, it's going to affect the league's revenue. And you're definitely, if you're moving into Canadian territory, you're going to have more fans than you would in places like Florida or Arizona. It's obvious. So I like that comment a lot. Roger says the second Toronto team would be great. The only reason I'd like that is because ticket prices would probably be a lot cheaper. I don't want another Toronto team. This is the only Toronto team, buddy. It's the Maple Leafs. It is the Maple Leafs. Will Kerfoot be healthy for Wednesday night? I am not sure. I'm not sure. He's listed as day-to-day, but that is something you can stay tuned for on all of our social media platforms. If you want to check it out, I'm always constantly posting updates on Maple Leafs Media Instagram, Facebook, and now we have Twitter as well. It's at Leafs Media, a bit different. The username might not have been available. I don't know, but just check it out, all these pages, and you will get updates. I am trying to be consistently consistent, pumping out the best content for you guys and just bringing you guys updates on a daily basis. I'm going to have more content for you coming your way. It's an extremely exciting time. William Bennett, I think Corey Perry and Wayne Simmons will have a beef and fight on their first meeting Wednesday. Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting? Seeing these two new guys in their new teams, new uniforms, sparking beef, just sparking that rivalry between each other, between these two historic teams, these two historic franchises, this historic rivalry. That'd be extremely exciting. I would love to see that. I think Wayne Simmons would win that fight every day. Peter Phillips says, "Go Bruins." Welcome to the channel, Peter. Welcome to the, I'm not gonna be salty about it. Welcome to the channel. I welcome Bruins fans. I welcome Kraken fans. I welcome Habs fans. You're welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. This is Maple Leafs Media. So Rusty Nail says, because of the cap, Lentonen might replace for Riley. Not because Riley isn't a good player, just because of the Leafs cap situation. Rusty, Rust. Park the car for a second. Put this thing in. Put the brakes on. Hold the wheel. You can't ask Mikko Lehtinen to replace Morgan Rielly yet. I mean, this is something we can reevaluate at the end of the season for sure, or even midway through the season. But I don't think you can go on a limb and say that yet. We haven't seen enough from Mikko Lehtinen. I liked what I saw from him tonight myself as well. I'm sure you did, but you can't just say that right at this point in time. No, Morgan Rielly is too valuable. Peter, you're right. I bet the Bruins do love playing against the Leafs. I bet they do. I absolutely bet they do. So I think I'm ready to head off here. I'm going to go over a couple more highlights from tonight. I'm just going to re-show them. I'm going to ask you guys for some score predictions for this week's show as well. Just continue dropping your comments. Spikester, I see your comment here. I'm trying to get to it. There it is. What is your score predictions for Wednesday Habs versus Leafs game? I think the final score will be 6-2 Leafs. That's a good, interesting score prediction, I guess. The Habs fans watching this will not be satisfied or happy with that comment, but I'd love for that to happen. And if you want to see my score prediction, Rib's score prediction, Clarky, aka Clarky Snipes score prediction, wait for Tuesday night's Leafs Talk Live episode. We will be here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will give our score predictions towards the end of the show. Patrick, I've seen you commenting a lot. Shout out to Patrick. Love being a Leafs fan. I stuck through, and now I have a lot of faith in this organization. Me too, man. Me too. It's all we can do is be Leaf. Just keep calm and be Leaf through all the crap we've endured. Just be Leaf. Be Leaf. Hi, Chief. Kyle, welcome to the show. I believe by your logo, you're a Rangers fans. We welcome all fans on this channel. Doesn't matter what team you're a fan of. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Maple Leafs Media. This is the Maple Leafs versus Maple Leafs post-game show. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Got some more score predictions. 5-2 Leafs. Matthews with a goal or 1 assist. Patrick, a Maple Leafs fan, taking the Habs. He says 4-3 Habs. I think the Habs take the first one. But I don't know what the second part's going to say. Oh, but the Leafs will come back. Leafs will come back in the next games. Hey, that's not biased, and that's what this channel is about, not being biased. Henny says 3-2 Leafs, easy. It's not going to be as easy as you expect, I don't think. 5-3 Leafs, Jason Brooks, always in the comments section. Sledge Hockey 101 says 2-1 Leafs. Ricky says 6-1 Leafs. It's time. Price saves 50. I could see that. Carey Price is outstanding. And you know what? I give nothing but respect to Carey Price. He is an outstanding goaltender. Peter, I got to challenge his comment. He says Dubas doesn't know how to manage the salary cap. And just look at the work that he did this offseason. He brought in notable names, Joe Thornton, TJ Brody, Wayne Simmons, Zach Bogosian, and others. And he did this with a pandemic. The pandemic actually altered the cap situation, and it's a flat cap now. Considering how little wiggle room he had, he made some very good moves. I really like what Dubas did this year. And sure, you can say Dubas, he was very easy on those contract negotiations with Nylander, Marner, Matthews. But he made promises to the Maple Leafs fan base, and he's fulfilled them with signing the big four, the core four. William Bennett, 9-8 Leafs, goes to a shootout. Hey, seen crazier things, I guess. Rick Furr says Leafs lose in a shootout. And you know what? Shootouts are going to be very important this year. Shootouts and overtimes. Because, like the Canadian division, it's going to be even more important than ever to get points every single night. So, even if you're like in a tight 1-goal game and you force it to overtime, I think that's something that teams won't be as pissed off about when they lose. It's obviously going to hurt still to lose, but if you can get into to overtime, 1 point's going to help. Every point's going to help. At least have someone who designed the cap on their team. So Sledge Hockey says, stop overrating Lettinen already. We need to chill out. So that's a good comment. I like how Sledge Hockey's kind of brought us down to earth a bit. So Lettinen did have a great night tonight. I'm gonna obviously acknowledge that. Leafs fan says, did anyone see Lettinen tonight? He had a good night, and you know what? We need to see him in an actual NHL game first before we overhype him too much. Before we overhype him too much, we gotta see what we have in him. We haven't seen him play at the NHL level yet. That's all I'm saying. I think he's got a lot of potential, and we've heard a lot. We've heard a lot from Joseph Clark. Overrating? Leafs fans would never do that. No, I've never heard a Leafs fan overrate a player in my life. Yes, Leafs fan, look what he's doing in the KHL. Yes, I've seen that, but you can look at a number of different players who've had KHL success and not had success in the NHL. It's just two different games. It's two different levels. And yeah, I mean, hot take from William Bennett. Bruins and Tampa don't make the playoffs because of injuries. I would. It doesn't really affect the Canadian division too much right now, but I'd like to see that. I'd like to see those teams miss the playoffs. So Henny M, and I gotta shout out Henny M, always in the comments section, always viewing, supporting, engaging in the comments section. Shout out to him. Leave a like, ladies and gentlemen. Leave a like. Let's hit 30. Let's take this off. Let's rocket ship. Let's take off. Let's go. Dubascott, Thornton, and Simmons, when very few teams wanted them, they're past their due dates. I figured you'd say that, Peter. Jumbo Joe Thornton, he's going to have an impact on this team, whether you like it or not. I believe you said you're a Bruins fan. That was probably the worst trade your team made in franchise history, by the way. But yes, Joe Thornton and Wayne Simmons, they're older. Wayne Simmons is only 32 years old, and Wayne Simmons is going to bring the toughness element that this Maple Leafs team's needed. He also is a leader. He won the Marc Messier Leadership Award back in 2018 with the Nashville Predators. So that's something that we needed. That's an asset that we needed. Joe Thornton, it's just, you can't have too much leadership and you can't have enough depth in this salary cap, messed up pandemic season. So Joe Thornton, Wayne Simmons, I have no problem with these two players on our team. I'm excited to see what they bring to the team. Sledge Hockey, why would anyone ever dislike this? Maybe because I just put it up there. So I'll show a couple more clips, and then I think I'm going to get out of here. This has been extremely fun, engaging with fans from a number of different teams throughout the NHL. Continue dropping your questions, and if you guys got some good talking points, I'll keep the show going even longer. I love engaging with you guys. I'm going to show some highlights because I need a drink right now. Let's show what Mitch Marner did.
Now brought out at center ice and a lead pass brings Marner with one man back going to the net. He shoots, scores! Holy mackerel! Let's hope we see a lot of that.
Yeah, let's hope we see a lot of that. Leafs Nation, let's just pray to see a lot more of that from Mitch Marner, the guy who wants to shoot more, he wants to shoot the puck more, and Mitch Marner is going to take his game to the next level this year, I believe. I believe that I'm just looking at this Maple Leafs team, and I think that it's ready to take off. It seems as if we're still a very young team, and we've been building around these young core pieces. And now I feel as if we finally have the right complementary pieces to complement them perfectly. I'm very excited to see what this season brings for us. So Bruins made bad trades. Yeah, you know what? I do remember that. I know, Peter. It's a rivalry, buddy. We gotta We got to talk about it, right? I know we've had some really bad trades, but that was a bad one for us. You robbed us with Raycroft. But yeah, can't keep calling them young. They are pretty young still, though. They really are young. And yeah, he does have a point per game average, over a point per game average. Mitch Marner's averaged over a point per game in the last 2 years. Mitch Marner is ready to take off, and if he adds that shooting element to his game more frequently, like he's always been a pass first player, and I don't think that's something we're gonna change based off of an off season of working with Jumbo Joe, Austin Matthews, and others. But I think that if he just shoots the puck more frequently, he's going to find the back of the net much more. And this first line, this whole team, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So we got a Penguins fan in here, and hey, shout out to the Penguins fan. We've got a number of different fans from around the league in here. This was a very fun show. Sorry you tuned in at the end of the show. For the Penguins fan, make sure you smash the like button, hit the notification bell. We welcome all fans from all different teams. Doesn't matter who you cheer for. I'm going to end the show just by showing this because I'm going to recap what's going to happen this week for Maple Leafs Media. So tomorrow, don't expect much. There will be a clip video being released. Monday, huge announcement. I'm beyond excited to announce this. Matt Stajan will join me for an interview on Leafs Talk Live Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark your calendars and get your popcorn ready. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday night. Tuesday, we got the crew together. Clarky, aka Clarky Snipes. We got Rib, and we got me at Verco12 at the bottom of the screen on Instagram. So I will be here with them for Leafs Talk Live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Wednesday rather, the NHL season finally kicks off, and it's full go time. No more of this scrimmaging stuff. Although it was fun to watch, it was entertaining, good entertainment value. But the season will finally kick off, and hockey will be back. I am super excited for it. I hope you all are too. And with that, I am going to get off of here. Thank you to Leafs fans. Leafs fan, he says, I just subbed. Thank you. Continue doing what you do, engaging in the comment section, guys. I will be here, as I said, throughout the week. So thank you for watching. And until next time, when I see you Monday night with Matt Stajan, I will see you then.